Welcome back, everyone. Friar Tuck here. All right, so I snip my own hair with my scissors. I know it looks like a really bad patch job. I don't really care. My hair is shorter and dealing with 85-degree days. Ugh. So what we're going to be talking about today is 5 businesses that you could start when you are homeless, or if you should be homeless. It doesn't matter whether you're going to be a home bum or you are going to be a traveler. There is a business for any lifestyle that you have that encompasses the homeless community. Okay, so the first one is always going to be house cleaning. Now, you guys know that I started a janitorial business. I started it with $20 in my pocket, and within a couple of weeks I was making about $3,000 a month, and it went up from there. But I have a sales background, and so that's part of my success is I know how to be able to read the market, how to be able to price it, because if you price too low, people will not take you seriously. If you price too high, then they have unrealistic expectations. You kind of need to understand that sweet spot when it comes to pricing. But what I ended up doing, there was a point when I got dispossessed of everything and I kind of had to start from scratch. I already had the reputation, so I started telling people I'm doing it for this much, and I would give like a $5 an hour discount. So I would do like $20 an hour for recurring, all the way up to $35 for like a move in, move out cleaning. And so I would give them about a 10-20% discount or so, at least $5 discount for them providing the supplies while I came in there and did it. But then what I would also end up doing is I took that money and I reinvested it back into my business so that I could have my own supplies, because it's going to play into things that you do later on. Now, I would recommend that you either have startup funds for a bus pass, so that you can go around, because if you pull a vacuum cleaner behind you, because I had a Dyson, and that went to shit real quick because of the way the sidewalks are. It just chewed up the plastic. So you want to be able to not have to walk too far with your stuff, and you want to make sure that you set it up that works for you. And then as you grow your income, then if you'd like to be able to get housed up, or maybe even just do a rental area and just kind of rent a car or whatever it is that you want to do, so that you can start kind of increasing your legitimacy. This is something that you can do as part of starting a business, and this is something that I have experience in. And I had a business for about 6 years, and I did very well. My problem wasn't really the way I conducted business. I had more work than I could throw a stick at, and it was we had so much work. But the problem is finding the manpower, and then with all the crazy crap that's going on down south near the border, that kind of affected everything that was going on. So that is number one, which is house cleaning. And then one other thing is, if you want to move into more commercial contracts, which that's probably not a good idea now, but back when I started, that was kind of my goal, is you start out with house cleaning, and then you go to you try and get your contracts through the commercial side, because it takes 6 months to a year to get commercial contracts sometimes, because you really have to do marketing, and you have to really understand the price structure, because it's so much different than the residential side. So that's just one thing if you're considering doing this as a business. Hey guys, real quick, I would like to know if you have any suggestions, anything that you think that I missed as far as different businesses that you can start out here. If you'd let me know down in the comments, I'd be interested to hear your opinions, and maybe I might do a video on it as well. Number 2 is window washing. Now, when I got my discharge from the Marine Corps, I came back home. I put my home of record in Oregon at my grandma's address, so that's where they shipped me to when I got discharged from boot camp. And one of the things that I got to do was, my great uncle, he was a window washer, and so he took me and taught me how to wash windows and how to be able to use like commercial equipment and do the mixtures and stuff like that. Now, there is a way for you to be able to learn all this stuff, but window washing is definitely on the top of the list of things, because it may cost you like $10-20, because you're gonna want a squeegee. And I will tell you, you want the softer rubber ones, and you've got to learn how to, you're just going to, swipe back and forth, and then you've got to come back. The way that my uncle would charge, and this is back in like 2000, he charged a dollar a minute was what his price was, and it was $1 inside, $1 outside, and then $2 for the second, and then $3 for the third. But then you have to have a ladder, and you have to have all that other equipment. So that might be something that you think about, is doing single level homes, going around and establishing contracts. Now it's going to take you a minute, but you're going to want some dish soap, some TSP, you're going to want a squeegee, you're going to want a wand, and you're probably going to want at least a 10-foot extend-a-pole, and that'll be your most expensive thing that you got to buy. That'll be like $30-40. But you get something like that, you can charge and come in, hey, $5 a day, I'll do it, I'll pick it up at the end of the week, and you pick up 7 or 8 people like that, and in a couple hours you're done, and you make a couple $100 a week. That's one thing that you can do. So it's minimal out-of-pocket expenses. Now, any business, you're going to have to make some sort of investment, and also you can learn to kind of rig it. Instead of getting an extend-a-pole, maybe start out with a broomstick, because they screw right on to the wand, and so you can use that to start off with until you get to that point. But you're only doing maybe 1 or 2 story buildings, because you got to be able to do inside and outside. You've got to be able to not leave streaks. That is, and quite frankly, in my janitorial business, because my uncle taught me how to wash windows so well, that was the primary thing that not only won me contracts but got me solid business, was the quality in which I could do windows. Most janitorial companies, that's probably where they suck most. They can do good everywhere else except for the windows. Me, especially when you're doing commercial storefronts, it's all about presentation. Does that glass look so good that you can walk through it because you don't even realize it's there? Do you know how to go through and actually scrape things off the window? When can you do it? Stuff like that. You're gonna need to educate yourself in some of this, and then that is number 2 as far as businesses you can start. Now, number 3 is, you guys have heard me talk about this, and I am doing this currently right now. So it is digital platforms. Okay, so with digital platforms, we're talking about Fiverr, we're talking about Upwork, we're talking about Hobo with a laptop or something like that. There's a lot of different places out there that will allow you to use digital platforms. If you are in a specific area, they got like Gig Smart, which I hear is okay. I use Shift Smart. That was good, but once you want to be a home bum for like that, but you can make $50 a day and get paid the next day and stuff like that. And like if you do it through Fiverr and Upwork, you'll get paid within a week, and you'll be able to get the work done. And so you can either go and learn a talent, hone in the skill. You're going to start off low, and then as your skill gets better, as your knowledge gets better, you charge more. You build yourself a reputation, and that becomes your lifestyle. That becomes a reflection of who you are for the rest of your living existence. Because even me doing it with YouTube, think about it like this. I am Friar Tuck. This is my epoch. This is my journey. You guys watch me based upon the relationships that I create with you, based upon how my content relates to you and is something that you find valuable, and then you become a subscriber, and then I get a portion of the ad revenue and other perks as far as being a content creator. There are many different ways you can do it in the digital realm that will actually allow you to be successful and to be able to start your own business. But you got to realize, you give up your privacy and stuff like this. I work really hard to keep my privacy, but I still don't get my complete privacy with what it is that I'm doing. Now, some people may be able to do that, but and it depends upon what you do in your digital platform. If you're doing something like content creating, well, that's one thing. But if you're in the support structure where you're doing like thumbnails, or you're doing voiceovers, or or you're writing copy, or you're doing SEO, or you're doing stuff that actually assists those content creators, you'll have a lot more privacy, but you better also be talented, because, even for me, once I get to a point where I'm making a couple $100s a month off of ad revenue, well, now it's time to start and reinvesting it back into the channel. And what that means is that I'm going to probably hire somebody. I'm already talking to somebody about doing SEO for specific videos so that I can increase, views and things like that. Okay, so again, this is number 3, and this is, again, I have experience doing this as well. Okay, number 4 is freelancing your talent. Okay, so freelancing your talent is, instead of doing it on the digital platforms, you're doing it in your local community. So let's say you have a talent of painting, or you have a talent of whatever, you're a good salesman, you're a good appointment setter, whatever it may be. Okay, you have that, and there are like websites and stuff like on the West Coast especially, you can use like Craigslist and things like that. You could also use Facebook Marketplace if that allows you to offer it up as a service, and things like that. So there are definitely digital platforms you can use to market, but you can also go through the local chamber of commerce, and they have free meetings several times a month that you can go to, and you can network with people, bring them business, them bring you business, things like that, and you'll be able to network with people. So this is something that you do outside of the digital platform. It's kind of word of mouth. You're going to build yourself a reputation, but it's going to take you a while, and you should expect at least a year before you make any real money where you're like, okay, now maybe I can afford a hotel room once a week. Okay, let's just say it like that. Okay, so that is number 4, freelancing. Number 5 is one that I have not done myself, which is home healthcare. Home healthcare is something that I hear a lot of people doing. So people outside, they're disabled, they actually qualify for some sort of assisted care, especially if they have mobility issues. And if you're making friends with somebody like that, then what they can do is they can go to their social worker and they can say, hey, look, is there any funds for me to be able to have like home health care, a nurse, a caretaker, something like that. Now, you may have to go take a CNA class. They may they may be able to give it to you for free, or you may be able to get reimbursed or whatever. You may just have to eat the cost for it. But I think that there are plenty of free programs, especially if you go work for a nursing home. They'll at least get it, pay for it. And then, after you leave the nursing home, you can go into home health care. Okay, that's just one way to be able to do it. So these people will get grants, and then they'll have something, and then usually what ends up happening is an agreement comes to play where you use your money to be that you're making from that, and you end up roommating with the people and being their caretaker, and so it does create some really interesting power dynamics. So you better be prepared for that if you're going to try something along those lines. But if that is something that you can do, you can actually get a place to live and have work and be able to live where you work, and really kind of honestly, it's about as cush as you're ever going to get, in my opinion. I mean, next to owning your own business, working from home, this is the next best thing. So home healthcare is number 5. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, leave me a comment, tell me what you think, and if you have any ideas as well. Thanks for watching.